everybody, welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, it looks like we've got an update on the Ubisoft digital drama and everything we heard this week. In case you missed it or missed Monday's 5 Minute Gaming News, over the weekend, several tweets circulated across Twitter or X or whatever the hell that damn thing is called now, claiming that Ubisoft would allegedly delete unused Ubisoft accounts and game libraries associated with them via just one email warning. But in a statement made to DualShockers, a Ubisoft spokesperson shared, account deletion follows a very strict process that takes into account 4 criteria, with one of those criteria being the account's libraries. Accounts that include purchased PC games are not eligible for deletion. So yes, while Ubisoft does delete accounts for inactivity, which they say is in compliance with the requirements of the GDPR, Article 5.1e on the obligation to limit the data retention period, it appears they are not deleting games libraries, which was the key point of contention for the gaming community. So that's a relief. It's nice to get some clarification on all of this and to see that they aren't just gonna delete games just cause, but it does go a long way to say that this is all kind of based on the miscommunication they had on their own pages. People went there to look up information to see if this was true, and according to their own website, it seemed like it was. So I'm glad they've clarified this. At least we know now for sure. And I mean, like the support tweets that we showed on Monday, I'll be honest, I don't think Ubisoft expected this to blow up in any sort of way. So all the Ubisoft support tweets are pretty much saying like, Yep, we delete accounts, not really understanding what was going on, and there was no big, spokesperson message like this, some sort of PR thing to say, hey, guys, that's not what we mean at all, and so I feel kind of bad for the support teams that were out there being like, we're doing our job, what do you want from us? And people losing their minds, but, this is really on Ubisoft and their policies and making them very clear. It is the big problem here. So we have our official statement. All of our games are fine if you bought them. And it appears like, for the moment, this is blowing over. But it did raise a yellow flag about the whole digital rights and what you actually own versus what a company can take from you. And that's a thing that we're going to see more of. And we can hope that other companies like Ubisoft will specifically say what their policies are and really reinforce them with a statement or two, letting consumers know exactly what's going on with their games at any given time. Of course, all that can change with just another statement, which is a whole other topic. And while we're here in Ubisoft world, it appears the French developer has canceled the follow-up sequel to Immortals Fenyx Rising, a game that was pretty much inspired by Breath of the Wild, had this mythological take. It was pretty neat, but it doesn't seem like we're getting another. If you don't recall the title, it's fine. I don't blame you. It was one of those blip on the radar games that came in the wake of Breath of the Wild. It was released in 2020 and was a new open world adventure IP set in this colorful Greek mythological world full of, tongue-in-cheek humor, and it didn't take itself too seriously, but it was fun. And like I said, while it certainly didn't make like a critical splash, it found an audience that really enjoyed it. However, that appears to be it. Unlike the Phoenix, this franchise will not rise again. In a statement made to IGN, Ubisoft shared, as part of our global strategy, we are redirecting and reallocating some creative teams and resources within the Quebec studio to other unannounced projects. The expertise and technologies these teams developed will serve as an accelerator for the development of these key projects focused on our biggest brands. We have nothing further to share at this time. Which, let's be honest, sucks. Fenyx Rising wasn't perfect, but it had a lot going for it that, if they refined it and honed it and put it out in a sequel, could have found its audience, and now it won't get a chance. And it really could have been something. Back in 2022, Jeff Grubb shared that it would actually be a spin-off, which would apparently be based on Hawaiian Polynesian culture this time around. It still has a god narrator. They try to still be visually stylized, but it's less a copy of Breath of the Wild. It's in early pre-production, seen some concept art. It's coming maybe 2025. And I actually really would have liked to see what this series would have become as it moved away from Breath of the Wild, which was the thing that everyone was trying to glom onto after that game came out, and Fenyx was obviously Ubisoft's attempt. But we'll never know, and this is just Another in the series of games that Ubisoft has canceled as of late. And its reasoning just being like the vague focus towards its biggest IPs and live services following weaker than expected software sales over the holiday season. Specifically, Ubisoft is doubling down on Assassin's Creed as there are multiple new projects in the works. And, you know, I like Assassin's Creed. However, it's a bit disheartening that they're just going all in on AC. Like I said, it's fun, but that can't be the only thing they're making because they're going to milk that dry too. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. That's what they're there for. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.